C&J Mudco, we got big changes coming.
And when we say big changes, we're talking big changes.
Huge.
So, I've had my Razor 900 for like about a year now. I love it. Great machine. Did some modifications to it, bigger tires, lift kit, snorkel kit, all that kind of stuff. But I'm getting tired of him beating me all the time in the mud going through the pits. Getting tired of it.
It's great. I love it.
So it's actually funny that you're the one that kind of did the changeover first.
I did. So, first off, the 450, it's been a great machine. Love it. But kind of like Jim said, we're kind of at our point where we're not going to do any more modifications to our machines. We got them where we want them. There's more we could do, but you know, it's time to move on to something maybe a little bigger, a little more powerful, and a little more fun.
Now see, that kind of goes against what this whole channel was about. We were looking at the beginning, you know, we had like, I mean, I had the small 570 Razor, and you know, you had the 450, and then I got the 900, and we've kind of been going back and forth. It's kind of been this graduated step that we keep going up and up with power, and I don't know. Just,
right. We did start out as a smaller bore type thing, but
it gets addicted. Or addicting. It really does. It gets addicting.
It does.
You have the power, and then it's
exactly.
like you gotta add, and then
you always want more.
Yeah, before you know it, yeah. Yeah.
So we are still keeping it budget friendly. So we're not going crazy and buying like $13,000-$14,000 machines or anything.
Yeah, we didn't buy brand new machines.
Keeping it exactly relatively, you know, budget friendly, if you will.
Yeah.
So without any further ado,
let's see what we got.
Can-Ams.
2 Can-Ams.
2.
We have a Renegade and we have an Outlander. Okay?
Yeah. Here we got the Gen 1 2007 Can-Am Outlander 800.
And that's kind of what started it all. So he got that. I rode it a little bit. Had a lot of fun.
Fell right in love.
So I ended up getting it's a 2014 Can-Am Renegade. I just love the look of the Renegade. I always have, all the times being on a trail. Saw the Renegade, I was always like, that is a really nice machine. I mean, the front of it just looks, I mean, it looks angry is what it looks. I mean, it's just really nice. So these are our machines. So obviously used machines. And I know one of the things that, you know, on our videos we've done, they're how-to videos, and people seem to like our how-to videos a lot. You know, people don't like buying necessarily like $15,000 four-wheelers and going crazy with them. So sometimes getting a used machine, you get a good deal and you fix it up a little bit, and before you know it, you have something that's worth that much, you know, honestly.
Exactly.
Without putting that much into it.
Exactly.
So along with these new machines, we like doing the how-to videos. We like working on our machines and everything. So we are going to be working on, we haven't decided yet exactly if it's going to be a mud build or a trail build, but it's going to be one of the two. Regardless, there are some things, because this is a used machine, there are some things that I have to, at least on mine, I have to work on. I have some bent plastic over here. It looks like somebody might have hit something. This is bent over here. There's a few things on my machine that I have to fix. And then on top of that, I'm looking to probably get snorkel kit for it. Probably a radiator relocation kit that's going to sit up here, get a nice bumper on the front, a rack system in the back, along with a rear bumper on it. You know, we'll kind of see how we go along. What do you think?
Tires.
Oh yes, my tires. Yeah, so come check this out. So whoever had this before, I mean, they like to peel out. So I got this machine, and I mean, they're just right down the cords. So, but I do like the rims a lot, or the wheels a lot. So I want to keep the wheels. They're 12-inch. It is what it is. But one of the decisions I have to make is what size tires I want to get. So, you know, maybe make a comment below on what size you think I should get for a trail build / mud build. I want something that's comfortable at higher speeds on hard packed trail. So I don't necessarily want something that's going to be so, as soon as you start riding, it's going to shake everything. So let me know. I'm thinking I want to probably stay in the 28 to 30 inch range on tires. I think that's probably a good size, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and back here, check this out. I have a pretty nice exhaust. It's a little older and it's been discontinued, but it's Two Brothers Racing. It's a nice dual exhaust that's back there. Little work I have to do with it. There's a clamp over here that's missing, a couple screws and whatnot. But I ordered the parts already. Hopefully it'll be coming soon, and hopefully we'll stop the leaking exhaust, and that'll work like awesome. It sounds really good right now, but I think it's gonna sound even better once I fix it up. So yeah, and this, I gotta get rid of this towage. That's just terrible. I don't know what somebody was thinking putting that towage on there.
I think you might as well start it up.
Oh, you want to start it up?
Might as well.
All right.
Give the people what they came to see.
All right, let's see what it sounds like. Ooh-wee. That's nice. So, way different of a change for me from the Razor, going back to a four-wheeler again. The whole story is my brother ended up getting his 800 first, and we went riding out over the AOAA in southern Pennsylvania, and I got the chance to ride on it. I jumped on it and stuff, and I really liked it.
Loved it.
I don't want to say it, but I kind of did. I really enjoyed it a lot. Again, a lot different than the Razor. Razor's very nice. I love that, but ATV is just different. And the Can-Am, the 800 here, was just really very, very peppy. I love the exhaust.
Power.
A lot of power. So I just like that a lot. So he's the one that started all this. Blame him for the Can-Am, everybody, and leaving players. So what are you going to do with this beast? What do you think?
This beast, again, kind of some little details we want to take care of. For me, it's like my gauge cluster here doesn't work. It's an analog cluster,
yeah.
So we're gonna get that taken care of. A lot of little odds and ends on the. So down here on the engine, the plastic valve covers that come on these things, I guess it's pretty common that they warp. So they were leaking like crazy. So we're gonna go ahead and get some aluminum valve covers for it. Stop the leak in there.
Listen, man, I know you like the color green, but I mean, did you see these A-arms down here? I mean, you got to change that. That's for sure. I mean, look at these things.
Yes, these bad boys.
I mean, that's like a neon green almost.
Custom random neon green there, yep.
I don't think they matched the plastic with that at all.
Yep, so that's another thing we got to take care of. I got some weird little squeaks and strange noises that we got to take care of. So. It's not only going to be like a modification build, but also going to be more of, I guess, maintenance and repair type build.
Now, are you looking to do the same thing I'm doing too, the radio relocation and all that? Or what?
Yep. We're gonna build these things, and we're gonna go head to head to make it interesting.
Oh, we're gonna go head to head now. You realize I have a 1000, right? You have 800.
I do. We'll see. It's gonna come down to driver's skill.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh yeah.
All right. I like that. We'll see how that goes.
That's it.
So what else is going on over here? Your winch is a little funky too out here, right? Your winch.
Oh yes, the winch. It makes also again funny noises.
It sounds terrible.
We got a lot of funny noises.
Kind of scary actually. Oh, the other way. There you go. That's not so bad today. Yeah, it's actually okay.
That's fine.
Not bad.
As good as new. All right. So since you started up the old 1000,
yeah, let's do the 800.
We're gonna start at the 800.
Step back here so you get the same effect that you did with the
Exactly
1000.
the same effect.
I don't want his to sound any weaker than mine.
Exactly.
And be unfair.
We gotta have like a similar,
Yeah.
startup and everything. Are you ready for this?
So I do like his exhaust a little bit, the way it sounds. It is an HMF exhaust, which is a great brand. So,
Sure.
not really anything you have to do with that, right? That's fine the way it is.
No, that should be good. The only thing I kind of would like to do maybe is get the rest of the pipe for it because it's pretty rusted out going up to the head.
Yeah.
but if that's
Oh.
possible, I don't know.
And by the way, yeah, when I was riding this, I think I still have the burn mark on my leg. That exhaust gets really hot on that side over there.
Yes.
So I think you need to do a little something with that.
Yes, that's another thing. If there's anything out there that can help fix the exhaust pipe burning your leg on your left side, also
It's just terrible. That hurt so bad. I had to move my leg all the way out to the outside. I mean, and it still burnt it every so often. It was just, yeah, I don't know about that. You know? All right. So
also tires. Too.
Yeah, tires.
We're gonna do tires on this thing too. Probably a lift kit, at least for the front. For some reason, the back of this thing is like way up high. It seems anyway.
It is
Front's
up high.
pretty low.
Yeah. I mean, it sits higher than my 1000 does.
Yeah.
I don't quite understand that. But I mean, I guess yours is more of a utility, so maybe there's something there. But
Maybe that's why they did it.
yeah. But I do like the racks on there. That's why I really want to get the bumper set up here. I have a nice bumper back here, and then I have a rack, because you get off the seat over here. When you go to get off, you can't put your arm here to like help yourself get off. You're just gonna break the plastic. So I think like a nice rack that would sit back. Yeah, somebody did that already. Yeah. I think a nice rack system that goes around over here would look nice. I don't think they're that much money either. So, all right, cool deal.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess we have some work ahead of us
Got lots of work ahead of
to
us.
take care of on here. So, I guess stay tuned in the following videos or videos to come, and you'll see some of the work. I mean, I know one of the things I'm going to do is start tearing down the machine, taking the plastics off, kind of going through it, because you don't know what happened with a used machine. You don't know what's going on, so you just want to kind of check everything over, make sure all the fluids are good. There's no leaks. There's no issues that you can't see, with the plastics on right now. So you just take everything off, go through it all. And then kind of build it back up to make sure everything is good. So I know that'll be the first video that I do on mine. You think you're gonna do the same thing or what?
Yeah, probably the same thing over here. Give her a good tear down.
Yeah.
Replace those valve covers and gaskets.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Check everything over. I'll probably have to do some valve adjustments. Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna do anything with that motor to make it a little bit bigger and max up to my 1000 or what?
I mean, I got some ideas.
There
See
you
how
go.
it goes.
So I guess stay tuned and see what happens with these build videos for these Can-Ams. Thanks for watching.